What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the vlog. So today I'm going to be unboxing my Megasquirt ECU and the little connectors that came with it, and probably be installing it on the car. This is going to be from like Monday to Friday because this is going to take me a little bit to put in and figure out, and so I'm going to take you guys with me, but that's what we're going to be installing today. So let's open up the box. Okay, so here's the box. This is what I got, and here's the serial connector for the ECU so I can connect it for my computer, or to my computer, but I guess we'll just open it up real quick. All it is so a USB to a female and a male end, and then it should have the serial adapter, yeah, so I can connect it to the actual ECU, and it has one other thing I don't know about. It has it's a driver and a user's guide. I don't know what I can put this in because it's so dang small. I mean, I guess it's just a CD, but I guess we'll find out. So that's that. And okay, let's open up the box. You know what? I had my soldering gun in the way last time too, and it's just making me crazy. Alright. Let's see what's in here. And more padding. Ooh, you even have to put foam in it. It's that special. It's pretty cool. Oh, alright. Let's get the big little box out of the big box. This is the good stuff. Okay, so I think I got the box backwards again. Alright, so here's the big ticket item, and I will show that last because it just deserves it. Ooh. MS3 Pro. It's an MS2, but who's counting? And here's all my vacuum hose it comes with. So they told me that was going to come with it, so that's cool. So it's a lot too. It's a lot of vacuum hose. That's cool. And then I got, okay, so this is so I can pin in my my Innovate Wideband, and I can flex fuel. I can pin in anything I want, and I can plug it into the ECU, and they just give you a ton of connections for it, which is really nice. I'm happy they did that, so I could use up all the pins on this connector if I really wanted to. So that's cool. I like the packaging. It's very nice. And what's this? Oh, here's a little T so I can get vacuum. That's cool. And let's see. The tune cable. Oh, so this is what I plug into my actual, what is this? This is what I plug into the ECU, and then I can plug it into the computer. Okay. That's what this is. Okay, cool. So, oh, okay, so this plugs into the ECU, and then where's my thing? Oh. And then I use this to plug it into my computer. So a lot of extra connections, but whatever. They should update that, honestly. That's just kind of old. Oh, and this is, I have the auto tune downloaded onto this USB drive, or the stick, so I'll be using that too. Okay. Comes in a nice little package. This is kind of a cool stick, so I'll tell you how that goes when I'm loading it on the computer. Whew, almost dropped it. Alright, this is the coolest part. Let's get the box out of my way. Alright, it says, attention, once the tamper-evident packaging is open, this ECU cannot be returned for a refund. A return for diagnostics or repair requires an RMA. Oh, alright, so it's just saying after I open this, I can't return it. So, I don't want to return it. Here we go. Alright, ooh. Open it in the special side first. So a lot of people go with the Megasquirt, but I decided I want to go with the Mega just because there's more tuning capabilities. And some people go with the Pimp Stinger, and I just wanted the Megasquirt. Oh my goodness, this is cool. This is a new ECU. The connector is reclaimed from the OEM ECU. It looks reclaimed too, but my goodness, this is nice. Oh, it's signed and everything. So that's cool. This is really nice. This is really good quality. I'm really excited to use this. We're going to learn how to tune together. So I'll show you exactly how I learned, what I learned, and what I do. And let's get this Mustang to 500 horsepower in the next couple weeks. So I got the car in the garage, and I'm gonna be honest, I am scared to death of this installation because I hate wiring, I hate all the electronic part, and I'm gonna figure it out, but it's gonna be rough. So I read on some forums, and this car is mass air right now. I'm gonna put it back to speed density because the 86 Mustang came with speed density, but I thought it'd be better for mass air, which for the Megasquirt it's not. So I'm just gonna rewire it back to speed density. I read on the forum it's actually better. It actually should increase my horsepower by like a couple. It's not a big deal, but so that's what I'm gonna be doing first is taking out the harness for the little clip and rewiring it back to speed density, and then I'll plug the Megasquirt in. And so that's what I'm gonna be doing right now. First thing is I'm gonna take the kick panel off and start doing it. Okay, real quick, just to show you what I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to take off this kick panel, and there's a screw there, and I know there's a clip back there somewhere, and I think it just pulls out. I'm not sure. Once I figure it out, I'll show you, but I'm just going to be putting it back to speed density just because that's what it said I should do. And so we're going to be getting rid of this guy, but I'm going to be wiring everything through this grommet, like my wideband's going to be going through there, and all power, everything's going to be through that grommet. So I just thought I'd show you what I'm doing real quick, and once I made some headway, I'll show you what's up. Okay, so that's all it was. There's a screw there, and then a clip back there, and the kick panel just pulled off. So I'm going to get the blower motor out of the way, and my glove box. Ooh, I didn't know how bad that was. But, and then we'll try to do it from there. Okay, so I got the blower motor out, and it was through 2 bolts, I think. So there's one up in there. I can't see it. Yeah, so that guy right there. And then onto this box, there's that guy that you gotta unscrew, and then it came off. Just this plugs in, this guy, that plugs in to, sorry for the wiggly video, but to that. And then the plug on the back, had to unplug that from, wow, you're gonna hate me from going back and forth, from this guy right here. And then it came out, and you can see my wiring from when I made it mass air. So now I'm going to be pulling this out, and there's a 10mm bolt that I'm going to pull out, and then the whole computer should come out. And once I get there, I will update you, because I'm going to be repinning the mass air back out, which sounds odd, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So I got the ECU out. Here it is right there, and you can see it's the A9L, so it's upside down, but yeah, so A9L, this is the mass air one. I think one of my friends is going to buy it for me because they want to put it in their truck, but I had to pull it out of this cradle right here, and there's 7mm, the light's not working with me, 7mm bolt down there, and then there's another one up on top that I didn't have to, you can kind of see it right there, I didn't have to pull out, I just had to loosen it up. But alright, so now I'm going to be getting rid of all that wiring. You can see the extra wiring for my mass air sensor, because we're getting rid of it and going back to speed density. So this is pretty specific to my car, but as I was getting the mass air ready, I just thought I'd do this first because it was in front of my face, and that's how my brain works. So here, let me show you. So I ended up taking the mass air sensor out, the mass air meter, I guess it's called. So it's just a stock one I got, and so I took that out, and then I was able to unplug the sensor that I put in, or the harness part. And before I did all this, I undid the battery, just so everybody knows. And I probably should put that at the beginning, but before you do this and mess with the ECU, you should unplug it. Okay, much better. So this guy right here, again, I don't remember the name, and it's gonna bug me, but so that vacuum line that runs up to it, to make it mass air, you have to unplug that vacuum line and plug it up, and this becomes a barometric sensor. Yeah, and so that's what I did. So all I did was take the bolt that I had out and re-plug in that vacuum line. And so now that's back to speed density, and this is about to be speed density. I'll show you the coupler I have, maybe. Oh, there it is. So here, I'm going to be putting that in so I can keep using my cold air intake, and all it does is set right there, and it works. So I'm going to put that back together, and then I'll start pinning out the ECU so I can use my my new one. Okay, so I just re-pinned my harness back. So I got this from Pro-Am from when I originally did it for the mass air conversion. So what I did is and this is very specific to me and my car, but I unpinned or unspliced the red wire and got rid of it, and then I unspliced my black wire, so the power and the ground I unspliced from the ECU harness, and then I unpinned my tan wire that went to location number 9, and it's all in this. I'll take a picture of it and put it in the video, but unlinked it from number 9, and then I had a blue wire from my mass air meter, and it was at location number 50, and I undid that one. And the last thing I did was I moved a wire from 51 to 38, so I just did that opposite. So I put the 38 wire back to 51, and the same thing with the 11 wire. I put it to 32, so I just reversed it. So I put my 32 wire back to 11, and now we are back to speed density, and it's better for my Megasquirt. And I didn't have to do this, I don't think, but I wanted to. Just stock car, I don't know if it's not the car's fault there's a problem, so it's the ECU. So I just wanted to put that back, and now that everything's good, I need to find a place to wire in my wideband, but I'm gonna be figuring out where to put the vacuum. Okay, and so I got this thing on here, the coupler for no more mass air meter. So that's gone. This is the little sensor, so I gotta unplug that from the wire, or it's unplugged already, so I just gotta pull this out. But I'm waiting to do that because I'm gonna route the wideband through that same hole, and potentially the power for my wideband too. So there's still, and my vacuum hose as well, so there's still stuff to do. I don't know, I might call it for the night, but I'll cut that out if I don't like it. Okay, we're on the day 2 of wiring in my Innovate and my Megasquirt. So last night I was just kind of taking things apart and seeing where I was going to get to, because I didn't know where I was going to actually wire in my wideband, but now I kind of have a good idea, and I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it to the fuse box, and that's how I'm going to get power and the headlight dimmers for my Innovate wideband. And actually I'm going to wire the ground to the cigarette lighter because there's a ground right there, and that'll be fine. And then the last data cable will go to my PCM. So that's what I'm gonna do. I actually went to AutoZone today and picked up these guys, so I can actually plug it in to the fuse box and then put a 5-amp fuse and call it a day. So it'll work out really well. And I figured out where I'm gonna hook up my vacuum line. The vacuum tree has an open spot, and I don't know. Oh, it's so dark. So if I can get a light right there, that would be cool. So you see that part of the vacuum tree with the stub? That is what I'm just going to pull that stub off and stick my vacuum line right on it, and that's how I'm going to run vacuum to my PCM. So that was going to work well, and then the wideband, I'm just going to put that in, but that'll probably be tomorrow morning. I'm probably not going to do that tonight because I don't want to jack up the car and go through all that. Oh, one other thing. So actually the fuse box for the 86, you have to take off this this piece right underneath the steering wheel column, and that's where the fuses are. And I didn't know that for some reason. Wow, stupid flashlight, really? There, okay. So there's the fuse box. So that's the fuse box. There's my gauge, and I'm just gonna run those 2 wires right to it. I think that's the best place to actually hook it up for power and for ground. I'm not power and for the headlights. So it has a fuse to it, so I won't burn out my wideband. So I think that's definitely the best choice, and that's what I'm going to be doing right now. So I'll show you when I'm done. So I got everything wired up see my disgusting spaghetti down there, and I will be cleaning that up and making it pretty. But so this is the moment of truth. I'm going to test it out and see if it turns on. So I hooked up the old speed density EEC and hooked the battery back up. So let's see if the wideband turns on. It's not hooked up to an O2. We're just going to see if it has power. Alright, so it has power. So cool. Alright. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do for the night. I got my vacuum hose ran, and I finally got, for the wideband, the wire through. So I had to wrestle with that grommet for hours. I hate that grommet. But I finally was able to get my connector through and plugged in right there. So that took some time. Here, I'll show you the vacuum line. I still wasn't able to get the O2 sensor plugged into the housing, but that's okay. But so I plugged my vacuum right into the tree, and it feeds right back through to in there. But I pushed the grommet out trying to get my wideband through. So now I gotta push that the grommet back in. So that's gonna be another struggle tomorrow. That's it for today. We're gonna finish this tomorrow though. What is up, everybody? It's Wednesday today. That's where we're at in this video. So today we're in Wednesday, and last night I filmed some stuff of what I was doing, but I might just put this in instead because it was dark and I couldn't really see too much. So let me show you what I did. So I ended up, and I still need a flashlight to show you, but I was able to get my wideband and my vacuum hose through that grommet, and I accidentally popped out the grommet. So I had to push it back in, and I didn't want you to see that. Even soiled my finger because of it. But so I ran that vacuum line to the vacuum tree over there. I'll show you. So on this BR one, that one, I was able to hook up the vacuum line and run it into the firewall for my Megasquirt. And so that worked out well. And then I finally got the harness for the wideband in. That took forever, and I wired up the wideband. Let me show you. I think I showed you last night, but I'm just getting this just in case. And it looks like spaghetti because I just was figuring stuff out and wiring. But I ended up wiring into the fuse box using these extra fuse. They give you like an extra fuse, the wires. So let me show you. So right there. So I got that one, the white wire, into illumination, and then the power wire is in my, I think it's like turn signals and hazard lights and stuff. I'll post a little diagram of what I actually did and what numbers they are. I think, yeah, that's number 5 where the power is, and that one's like 8 or something. I'm not positive. But so those are wired up, and I grounded it to that wire, or that piece of metal. I don't know the name. It goes straight to the firewall, so I just grounded it to that, and wideband works. I showed you last night. It turns on. All looks good. I just got to get the yellow wire. I got to wire that into my PCM so it can get data. And so I got to wire that in, and then I got to plug in the O2 sensor down below. Then everything will be pretty much hooked up. Okay, so that is going to be the end of today's video. I'm going to have a whole other video on the Megasquirt and my actual install and the tune with it, but that's going to be the end of today's video. I'll see you next time, the part 2. If you liked this video, like, subscribe, comment what you think, and I'll be back next time. Get ready for part 2. Be fine. Really. You messed up my video.